Hello, my name is Brooke Dunnigan, and I'm from the Woodway campus. And I'm here to talk about the Houston Sews Courage Project. We're going to be making some masks. They're really more of a sneeze guard, cough guard type of mask. It's not a CDC compliant one, but it's made from cotton. It's a 3-ply mask. We'll have a pocket for a filter, and I'm going to go through the materials and teach y'all how to make it. The outer layer is 100% cotton, and then it'll be an inner layer of a flannel or a cotton knit. It makes it a 3-ply mask. They will be washed in very hot temperatures, trying to sanitize them, so you might pre-wash your cotton fabrics before you even cut them out. So whatever you have at home that's 100% cotton will be the outer layer. The inner layer will be a flannel or a cotton knit. So if you have some old t-shirts, because not everyone has flannel at home, if you have some t-shirts, you can cut those up and use those as the inner layer. On the ties, it's a ribbon if you have ribbon, or shoelaces or bias tape, whatever you have. There's 2 pieces of a 40-inch length, you'll probably have a little bit of ribbon, but maybe not enough to make as many masks as you can make. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made a pattern so that you can understand the sizing. It'll be 15 inches by 9 inches for the cotton. It'll end up with a 5-inch opening and 2 inches sewn on each side. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my cotton fabric. I've already cut it at 15 right here. So this will be cutting the 9 inches right this way. So I'll just cut right here at 9 inches. And then I will now have this piece. The flannel is cut at 7.5 by 9 inches. So it'll fit right there. So what I'm going to do is fold the fabric over, right sides together. Just like that. I'll put the flannel right here on top. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in 2 inches on each side of the top opening. That will leave a 5-inch opening in the middle for the filter. Then we're going to sew. I'm just going to pin this. If you're using the cotton knit fabric, you might pin it a little bit more because that tends to stretch. All right, so now I'm going to move over to the sewing machine. At the very top, I'm going to sew about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to sew and back tack to reinforce that edge. I'll do about a 3/8 inch seam right on the sides. This one, start with about a 3/8. Trim this little corners off. And then I'm going to flip it inside out. I'm going to use a little tool to help get my corners a little bit better. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to stitch this down a little bit so that I end up with a nicer seam right here. I'm just going to put a little pin in. So I'll stitch this one side and then I'll stitch the other side. This is the opening for the filter. So I'm just going to stitch and back tack. I'm just going to pin this down right here with the flannel side so that it will be nice open pocket. And then I will just stitch that down. You can use a zigzag or a straight stitch. Back tack. Now what I want to do, so I've got my pocket there, is I want to make the tucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both sides together. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm making 2 tucks on each side. You're going to want to pin each side at the same time so that it doesn't go a little wonky on you. So I've got this tuck, and then I'll do another tuck right here. Just like that. So now I'm going to stitch this down to tack it in place. And I'm just tacking the tucks in place. And I'm coming off a little bit from the edge because the seam right there is a little thicker. So I'm going to do that on this side also. The next is going to be adding the ties. I'm going to want to add 2 ties that are about 40 inches in length. And I'll make 2 ties that are that length. Then I will take my mask and I will find the center and pin this down. Pin this down, and I will just stitch these down. This one is a wider tie, so I'll probably stitch it on both sides of it. If I had a skinnier tie, I'd probably only do one, or I could just zigzag it. And then on the other side. And then I'll just trim my threads. And now it's done. And it has the pocket in order to put the filter in, and it'll kind of expand to go around the face. Thank you for helping participate in this project for Houston Sews Courage. This is the finished mask. It'll end up being about 4 inches by 8 inches, and it'll have the pocket, the 5-inch pocket for the filter that you can put in. We'll be gathering these together. You can drop them off at your campus, and we're going to bundle those up and ship them off to all sorts of people who've been requesting them. So thank you for your help with this.